Tonight on 8.5-bit, Amy plays Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, while we talk about, what are we talking about? Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap, What Remains of Edith Finch, and Technobabylon.
Blah, blah, blah.
Welcome, friends of all designs, to episode, 211?
Yeah, we're about up to that.
What was
What was
this?
the last one?
I didn't write it on last week's.
back
What are
to-
we at? No, I wrote 666 on that one.
I'm not
What's
up to there yet.
going on? I'm pretty sure it's 211 of 8.5-bit, which I'm sure is going to be the most Amy distracted by playing Zelda episode of them all. I'm your host, Paul, and joining me today are my good friends, Jeremy.
Hello.
Amy.
There's a bird.
And James.
Hello.
And friends, I have a question for you.
Good.
Okay.
Oh.
So is it socially acceptable?
No.
This is a question in the view of Amy now being 18. If you're drinking spirits straight from the bottle, to pass that to someone else and then someone drink directly from the bottle.
Not if it's the thing.
What do you mean? No, not if it's the
Good,
thing.
that's just gonna be
But
very
like if you're just
confusing.
drinking like a Ukrainian vodka.
Why are we drinking
Can you
the
pass
spirits
it
from the
around?
bottle anyway?
I'd say yeah. I think that's
Yeah, that's totally fine.
So do those rules still apply if you're butt chugging?
what?
No. No.
If it's all like everyone's butt chucking.
Of course. I mean, you don't go.
So if it's all a butt
You
chuck.
don't go awesome out.
Yeah. Look, I'm going to say the same rules apply.
You can go the other way.
If you're in a group of friends who are comfortable enough to openly butt chug, then yeah, go for it.
James, are we in a group of friends?
That are open enough to
Coke.
butt chug. Well, I know we probably could.
Yeah, we're fine. Okay, so how is everyone this week?
Yeah, good.
Amy, how are you finding life as an adult?
I'm playing a lot of Zelda.
It's a good. That's what happens to everyone when
Yeah.
they hit 18.
I like how 18-year-old Amy has like the beer bottle, the lighter.
Oh,
it's true. Here,
Oh,
Yeah, there we go.
so-
smoke it up.
No.
We just need to set her up with some hardcore pornography,
Yeah,
and
then-
she's got the full set.
Yeah.
I've got
Welcome to
cat
adulthood.
ears.
Oh, and like a register to vote.
Oh, you gotta vote
Oh, yeah,
now.
I've gotta register
You better
to do that.
register.
Well, that's what we had last week. We had
Yeah.
inebriated electioneering. I can't remember what we called it. Something like that. Anyway, yes. So that's good. James, anything fun going on?
Playing video games. There's nothing too much exciting.
This is the non-video game
I
segment.
haven't
of the
really
thing.
worked on my
Yeah.
game much.
Mm.
I've been trying to get the kind of the map, because with my game, one of the things I wanted to do is be like a big open streaming world, but like a top-down kind of view. So I'm trying to kind of get the way it chunks all the world and sends it out.
Speaking of which,
it's actually quite complicated.
did you know just some guy like just for fun?
Yeah.
Is just a demake of Breath of the Wild.
I know, and
That-
that was actually something I looked at.
And he did it so easily, so quickly.
Yeah.
Like it's such a simple and easy thing to do. Like
with his game maker game, which is as soon as as soon as you add open world and other people, things get a little complicated. Though
I don't know about this, James.
I did love the style of it. I kind of looked at that and went, "Oh, I kind of just want to lift that."
Kind of wish I could do that in 2 weeks.
It was pretty impressive, that little tech demo. But yeah, right now my streaming's a bit shit. But I'll get there. One bite of the elephant at a time.
It's true. That's how you make your way through the elephant.
I thought you weren't allowed to eat elephants.
No, you can eat elephants. Just
okay.
one bite at a
Yeah.
time.
Now, Jeremy, you weren't here last week.
He wasn't? I didn't notice.
He wasn't. Oh, burn.
Slow reaction.
And you've had your flu shot.
I have my
so
flu
you're,
shot.
You're a little
Yeah,
sleepy.
I'm a little sleepy.
Yeah.
Gonna nap just under the table.
It was actually the prior butt chugging that's done it. But still.
Yeah.
We really had to hold him down for that.
Yeah.
I must have missed all this.
Well, you were playing Zelda.
Obviously.
So,
I just can't believe I didn't think to bring my own plug, because otherwise all the vodka escapes.
Oh, no. Yes, you do have to not lie that bottle down horizontally afterwards.
The bottle?
Yes. I flipped it back to being clean. Don't worry. You didn't bring a plug for the bottle.
Oh, right. Sorry,
Yeah.
yeah. Sorry, my mistake. That a conversation about inserting
Hey,
straight
anyway.
alcohol into
So how-
anuses
that's
is going to
good.
be
Anyway,
a little bit blue.
Let's let's move on to video games. We don't seem to have anything
I'll
else.
just.
No, I want to say that I did get my flu shot.
Yep.
And I got the public one. I have private health
I
insurance.
don't think there's any difference in the flu shot.
Well,
They just cost different.
there was a $20 one and a public one. But I was saying to James earlier, I really wish that like in the fridge, because they had them labeled, private private influenza vaccine, public health.
It's actually labeled upper floor, lower floor.
yeah. No, I just wanted it to be like private health insurance influenza vaccine. Open bracket, no autism. Public influenza vaccine, open bracket, question mark?
Some.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't
What have you been up to, Paul?
I don't know. What have I been
about?
doing?
Yeah, what have you been doing?
We had a late record last week, so it actually hasn't been that many days since
Yeah.
we last recorded.
What day did we do it last week?
Thursday.
What day is it today?
Tuesday.
Is
It's
it?
Anzac Day.
It is.
And, yeah.
No, the
How
audience
could
knows
you-
we record on
Yeah.
Tuesdays
Yeah.
and release on Thursdays normally.
No, they
How could you forget that, Amy? That's the whole point of
No.
today. You have to do one thing.
We have to be
Wait,
transparent
no.
because what if amazing news comes out before we
people-
release?
well,
Yeah, yeah.
what
and
will
they say,
happen?
what do you mean? Why aren't you talking about
Why aren't you
Kojima
on the-
killing that man? And we're
What?
like, well, it hasn't happened yet, but look forward to the papers tomorrow.
Oh, but if
I
it does,
will.
if it does happen, we're going to look so topical.
yeah.
Time travel.
Feel like maybe we should just have a run of questions at the start of every show that we ask. Like, did Kojima kill someone? Stay tuned to find out.
Question mark?
Question mark.
Some. Anyway, okay. So first up today, I would like to discuss my latest Switch game. 'Cause
Zelda?
Let's talk about the Switch. No, it's not just for the Switch. It is a remake of Wonder Boy 3. This is Wonder Boy: The Dragon's Trap. Now, this has come out of .emu. Emu.
Emu?
It's an
It's
emulation.
short for
so-
emulation. So
yeah, so it's-
Emu.
So,
Emu.
.emu, I have been a big fan of their work in that they mainly just they do updates of old games, mainly just making them work. And they'll release them on PC and mobile.
They did Little Big Planet, didn't they? Was that them?
No,
Do you
that
mean
was-
Little Big Adventure?
No, Little Big Adventure.
Yes,
sorry.
yes, Little Big
Sorry,
Adventure.
Adventure.
They did Orient Express. I
Yeah.
think they did the Goblins as well. Basically, sort of rebought almost every bit of work they've done.
Yeah.
That said, this is a different kind of project. This is still an update of an old game. But in this case, they've gone the extra mile and they've completely redone all of the art in it. And before the episode, I decided
It's so pretty.
to show it off to Amy and James. Starting with the old game, which is it must be Master System generation.
It looked like a Word Rescue. You know, that old primary school game.
It's not my necessary go-to, but extremely basic pixel graphics, and the animation is near non-existent. There's no in-betweening between anything. It's just you swing the sword's out, the sword's in, you turn left and right, the sprite flips. That's what it is. Then I got them to push because it is one of those games that does the transition between old and new with a button, and you can switch at any time. And you hit that button, and it screen wipes, and it brings in some of the most gorgeous hand-painted backgrounds and hand-done animations. And it doesn't just replace everything. As we say, like the original didn't have in-betweening. There is in-betweening now. There's actual animation on everything. There's run cycles and everything.
And because there's inertia to that turn, they fill the inertia with the animation.
Yeah.
And it looks amazing. So without actually changing any of the physics,
yeah.
they've managed to just get that.
And on that, I have to say, and this is one of the most impactful updates of visuals I've ever seen in a game. But what it does do, which some purists may not like, but it's good, you can flick back and forth, it actually makes the game feel very different. Because it does add those in-betweens and adds that, even though it doesn't have inertia, it feels like it has inertia. So sometimes when I have to do some more specific platforming, I actually flick to the original graphics. But I would spend 90% of the time, other than like every scene, I just want to flick back and see the difference.
Yeah.
There's one scene I want to show you where you're in like a mine, and when you in the updated version, all the floors are slanted, and my impression was, well, they can't be slanted because it's a 1-for-1 recreation of the original game, and you couldn't have slants in that. It's just all blocks. No, they just happened to put just the right amount of rubble and trickery to make it look like everything's slanted.
Oh,
But it's
okay,
basically
yeah.
pixel accurate.
Yeah.
Like, you got wizards! How are you doing this? How are you and it's great. So anyway, the game itself, as far as a platform
Which
goes,
I'd never heard of before.
yeah,
the remake.
I'd never
Neither.
played.
Is it more
some
of
reason
a Japanese thing, Monster Boy?
I mean,
much of a Western presence?
It's Japanese. Apparently, it's really big in Europe.
Okay.
So
That was Wonder Boy, not
I was confused with
Monster.
Well, Monster Boy is another, like the same series.
Oh, okay.
There's Monster Boy is like a spin-off remake thing that's coming out soon. It's the same vein.
Yeah.
It's not officially in canon. But yeah, I for some reason thought it was tied to Alex Kidd, and at that point I realized I haven't actually played a Wonder Boy game before. So I originally was hesitant because like, a platform of this generation, is that going to be satisfying? Yes, it has been, very much so. The game basically starts with you being overpowered. This is cool. So the original game, you start Wonder Boy. Mm-hmm. Play the updated version. Do you want to be Wonder Boy or Wonder Girl?
Ooh.
It doesn't change the original sprites. Updated sprites, yes, it does. To the extent that like when you die, the ghost that comes up has the gendering. But when you hit the title screen, it changes the title screen.
That's nice.
I'm like, it's so minor.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, why not? You've got it. It's not a huge amount of development time, and it's cool. It's like, yeah. So yes, I'm playing Wonder Girl because I'm always like that.
And I'm pretty sure she's a redhead too.
Yes, I believe she is. So you basically running through the final level of the game. You're fighting the final boss, and you are quite powered up, and then you kill them, and you're cursed, and you get turned into a dragon.
Nice.
And then you're off on an adventure. And this whole game is basically clearing dungeons. At the end of each dungeon, you get a new transformation. So you become a different kind of creature.
Can you change at will?
You can later in the game. There's a special secret room you can find that lets you change whenever you want. But you have to be in that room.
They call it.
So basically, there's a hub town. And you always come back to this hub town. Even if you die, you go back there, you keep your money, but you lose everything else if you die. So you have to find your way back to wherever you were just fighting.
What else are you collecting along your way? Do you get items?
You get items. Yeah, so there's single-use items that you pick up and you hoard those and everything. So there's a fireball, there's a little whirlwind.
dragon.
There's so it's quite a good structure in that.
Do the transformations have function, or are they just visual?
Completely functional.
Okay.
So each one plays entirely differently. So
But they all have the little sword and shield?
no.
Okay.
So for instance, the dragon that you started breathes fire and it's a projectile.
Yeah.
Does not have a shield.
Okay.
So you have a strong projectile, no defense. Other ones might have a sword, but the different ones with swords swing it differently. So you may be able to hit something above you or below you, which you just can't do with other ones.
So is it particular levels are built around a particular form?
So there'll be ways of only getting in with a certain form in some places. So that, and quite often then the secrets are uncovered by going back to those places with another character. So that all works really well, and it's very obvious. And the one part where it's not necessarily obvious is like, okay, well, in this it's a hub world. If I don't know where to go back to next, because I might have to go back to a pre-existing area, they've just got a fortune teller and says like, "Oh, maybe you'd enjoy going somewhere wet." And like, yep, I know where I'm going now. Thank you.
So the style of platforming, given that like it's not generally my bag, but I do really enjoy. You have to beat the game.
Yes, not at all. So it is not a very platforming heavy platformer. It is more focused on combat.
Oh, okay.
So it is about different creatures, how their attack movements go, and then when you start getting multiple of them, how to deal with that. And then relearning it when you come as a different creature that can't do the same thing. So for instance, when you started playing on that, there's a mouse that you play as. Now, a mouse has a really good ability. You can run on walls and such.
Yeah.
You probably didn't notice because you didn't get to play much. He has a little sword, which, as you imagine, a little sword is not super effective. You've got to be freaking close, which puts you in a lot of danger.
But you can run up walls.
Yeah. And the thing is, you could avoid everything, but if you avoid everything, you don't kill things and get money. You can't buy upgrades.
So that's sort of the progression. Is you buy.
Yeah. Okay. So the money you keep even if you die, and the money you have can buy upgrades at stores. And those stores only have like one of like a sword, an armor, and a shield.
Yeah.
If that. And so if you see one that's really expensive that you want, remember where it was, because you have to get that money and then come back to that store. And some of them are hidden, and it's really good. And what I sort of picked up was that the original game had a password system, so that when you died, you go, "Oh, this was the password that you needed to." That's out of it. If you just die and you just restart the town now, which is good. So they've altered the original game to just be modern. Just make a couple of modern concessions, but it's still inherently it's exactly the same game.
So how is it for things like, is it like a boss at the end of the level?
Yeah.
And if the boss kills you, do you have to go do the whole level again?
Yep.
Okay.
But
That might make me mad.
So far, I've got to say the bosses in this game really fucking
Oh,
easy.
are they kind of like Mario bosses where you get to them and they're like, yeah,
No,
they don't tend to be the challenge.
Nah, I can't jump on my tail 3 times.
I would disagree with some Mario bosses on that, but they're more of if you just take 30 seconds to look at the pattern, it's like, well, I stand here, jump and hit them in the face, and then I stand there again, jump and hit them in the face, and it's going to take me 30 seconds and they're dead.
Yeah.
I was killed by one boss because I went into it not knowing it was the boss area, and I had like a heart of health left and no extra potions to get health. So I was like, well, I'm dead. But the thing is, whilst that's bad, you keep all the money you've made from killing the creatures getting to that boss, which means you've got a bit of a nest egg, and then you go through it again, this time more efficiently, get more money, get more items, come to the boss stronger, but also you can then go and buy upgrades and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things, if you keep failing, I mean, there's a limit because there's only so many upgrades you can buy. If you keep failing, you'll just get more money, you can buy better upgrades. So it's
You can kind of grind it
of
a bit to make it a bit easier.
Yeah. You still got to be able to get to the shops and everything. So it's not a super easy game, but I think it's within most people's ability to get through it fine.
And why most people?
I think you'll get through at least most of the game. It's some of the end game areas, which at the moment I'm not sure if they're even mandatory, are real hard. One screen I was fighting these enemies, and they're a color I haven't seen before because it's sort of color coded in how strong they are. And I literally just hit one with a sword for a few minutes of hitting this and I'm mashing, I'm going, and it did not die. I'm like, are these invincible? But if I stopped hitting it, it would get out of its like pain animation and it would throw a projectile at me, which was so strong it would kill me. So I was basically stuck in this position because if I stopped hitting it, it would kill me. But hitting it didn't seem to do anything. Eventually I just died.
So is it pretty open that I can go to a bunch of different areas whenever I want?
You can, but you're very gated. It's like early Metroidvania.
Okay.
But once you get certain abilities, it opens up a lot.
Yeah.
And you can go to most areas as most creatures. And it's just fun to experiment. And I cannot say enough how amazing this game is visually.
Yeah, I mean, just from what I saw, the fact they took what is a really heavily tile-based game, and I guess they just drew over the top of it mainly.
See, well, I mean, like,
to a point.
Technically, they did to a point. But they added so much detail to stuff, and they took such artistry to it. Because I mean, there's another game here that, and I didn't even have to bring it up yet. If you look at like the LucasArts remasters. They literally draw over it a lot of the time.
But I guess
it feels like they're drawing on it.
I guess this is more... one of the things I saw was a stair. I set of stairs. And they draw on a tree over the background where some of the roots were coming down over the blocks and things like that. And obviously you're not going to do that with a tile set.
Yeah.
But so they've kept it and they've really handcrafted just this one tile set of stairs. I don't know if that tree's anywhere else in the game. May or may not be.
No.
I don't know.
All those things are almost entirely unique.
Yeah.
I just love you go up this tower in the main town. And it's just a tower of brick tiles when you get it. And then you hit the updated version and it's this giant windmill with spinning sails and clouds going. It's like, this is...
Like, I guess...
I'd put this on a wall.
Yeah. I guess you compare it to like DuckTales.
Yeah.
And DuckTales, to me, that looked like we've just gone and made the bricks nicer.
They didn't even use No, they didn't make the bricks look nicer. They made the sprites look kind of nicer. But the bricks were just like... They got an intern to do some Unity 3D, just like, where there's a brick, just put a block there.
But they like HD'd the block. And that was sort of the way they did it, where there's been a lot more love that's gone into the actual... the level and the art and the level.
Apparently the director of
it
is something of an extreme fanboy of the game.
Yeah.
So when he was talking to the original creator, he was checking things because, I want to make sure I get everything. And he was telling the creator things because... Generally, if you make something and it was a long time ago, you've got a vague recollection of it. But you don't really remember every detail. But he was obsessive. It's like, if you did this, this would happen. It's like, it did? Oh, I sounded like I was very clever in my youth. I'd say as far as like remasters go, potentially the best remaster I've ever seen. It's really
because
really
I was not interested in it.
Yeah,
but having seen. Yeah,
and it's weird seeing it, and the Switch's screen is so good for this sort of game. It pops, and it's just the right scale. Everything's sharp, and
have you put it on the TV?
I literally haven't. I have no interest
because I expect it to look really nice on the TV. Too.
I mean, it's a good looking game.
He's scared pixel edges will come back.
I just love my Vita too.
It's like a big Vita. It's perfect.
Exactly. When do you think Sony will do a Vita 2?
Ooh. If the Switch does end up being a
Oh
long
my god, would it be called
success,
the Vita V2?
V2,
The V2 would be good.
As in version 2? Vita version 2?
V2
Oh, no.
Vita V2.
could do. It would work.
Yeah.
I'd run with it.
Yeah. How does that
Probably
translate to Japanese?
be called the PSP. Forget about the Vita.
Just go PSP 2.
Yeah, just ignore the existence of it, which is sad. But
Yeah.
I kind of don't see them trying again either.
No, it was only popular in Japan, really.
I will. Well,
Because like if you go like, oh well, Nintendo's always super successful with their handhelds, and it hasn't helped the PSP or the PS Vita do that
No.
well.
yeah.
So it
I know.
should've.
They're on their VR bandwagon now, which is apparently doing okay.
I still see waning support for that. I still see this is the still better support initially, but still like potentially move.
I want my Oculus support on Scorpio. That would sell me. That would do it.
You could Facebook so much then.
I could. I'd be in so many Facebook spaces.
Oh no.
It's the future. The future.
I'm not going for it. Not going for it.
We could do this whole thing in the Facebook space.
Okay.
Yeah, so basically you're creating a virtual reality where you're socializing with people.
Yes.
So you're
Oh.
undoing everything about social networking
Yes.
except the very final step
Yeah.
of being close to a human.
See, I actually don't mind the idea of VR teleconferencing, but it is fun to make fun of.
I don't want it. It's more socializing.
No. You can just say, "Oh yeah, I'm there," and just put the headset next to you, and put it on like a Hills hoist. That's a clothesline for someone that's not Australian.
Or born after 1982.
I was born after them. We had one in our backyard.
Just something that moves a little bit. So like, oh look at Amy just sitting there spinning.
Yep.
As she loves to do. Don't you love to sit there and spin?
I do.
Look at it go.
You could just put it on like a puppy or something.
I think that's Homer there, in the oven, rotating. Anyway. More Simpsons references.
That I don't get, unfortunately.
It's true. But that's just the new name of the game. We have to do Simpsons references, but before Amy gets them.
We can just make up references and
I
see
know.
see if she notices.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
good
just-
old banana pants. How about those apples?
No. That's
Go
like,
Apple.
Let's go banana, and that is a reference.
so the Ian Paul's thing was like classic Simpsons in their 20th season.
Well,
I love that Lady Gaga episode.
Yeah,
It's so
yeah.
witty.
talking about side characters, there's Mr. Poopy Butthole body pillow now.
Oh, thank gosh. That's what I need. I don't know what my body pillow should be. Probably just of my wife. Then she would approve.
You've already got a wife. You can just hug her.
Yeah. It's like, this is for when I'm not here.
Oh.
But she's always there. So I will walk in and the body pillow will be on my side. And I'll say, can I move the pillow? She goes, no, I like it better this way. Good times. Okay, shall we do some amazing news? Because we have so
Yes.
much amazing news.
so much
Yes.
has happened. I couldn't keep
Really?
up.
I was also very excited because Jeremy did add some news again this week.
Yeah.
And then I took one off immediately because we already spoke about it last week.
Oh, which one?
We already talked about the SNES Mini.
Okay.
Eh.
Was that really 2 weeks ago?
No, that was 1 week ago.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Was that you know what I mean.
Okay.
Yeah. Flu shot.
Extremely
You know
exciting
what?
news.
Jordan had the flu game. I've got the flu shot episode.
We're going to talk about the platinum rumors.
Oh, that's a sports reference.
We there's an extra platinum room before
Oh, Bayonetta 3?
Shh, we'll get there.
No!
We've
It's
got,
exciting!
We've got two new things in the list before that.
exciting.
We've got to talk about the Call of Duty.
No, I don't care about Call of Duty.
Amy, Call of Duty.
Yeah,
It's
no, you
back in-
have to care about Call of
back
Duty
in World
on
War II.
Anzac
But
Day.
It's the Second World War.
I don't like Call of Duty.
They've rumored that they might do a sequence of Normandy.
A what?
A Normandy beach landing.
Oh, no.
They really gone back.
Incidentally, just a B grade Gallipoli.
It's true.
Yay,
It's
Anzac
true.
Day.
Yeah.
Co-op. Apparently, there's co-op in there.
Oh, I haven't looked at actually any
I
detail about
looked
it.
at the
Is there any
details.
actual leaked detail?
There is some leak. The most interesting thing was a co-op campaign. Is the leak?
Have they never done that before?
No,
Wasn't? I
think
thought
they
the
have.
last COD was. Yeah, it definitely was.
Oh,
You're right.
yeah, Space COD.
no, the one
before that.
it.
I
Yeah,
thought Space COD had.
it might, but I can't. I don't know about. I know the one
Yeah.
before it. There was a
I
big
haven't
focus on.
played them. for a
Yeah,
while.
and then
Space COD. You
don't-
mean, COD with
It was
space
called Titan COD.
fish.
Yeah,
Titan COD, yeah,
no,
yeah.
you're right.
Space fish.
Space Fish.
That was a big one in Advanced Warfare, I think. Anyway, whatever. Before Infinite Warfare.
Yeah.
They've run out of warfares, basically.
That's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Well,
Which is
I-
crazy because they're infinite.
Well, they could go Quantum Warfare.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So what? Since this is apparently called Call of Duty World War II,
Yeah.
what do they call the sequel to this?
World War III, Trump's rule.
I did want
Yeah,
World War
well,
II
by that
too.
time,
and
we're-
then everyone's just dances.
By that time, we are at war with North Korea. So we can just have it really topical. Like,
True, but they already did that with.
They could have,
what was the game that was
it
like,
could
this
be a
isn't
game-
North Korea? Oh, no, sorry. It was.
Homefront.
No, it was. It was like
Tomorrow when
Homefront
the
the
war begins.
Revolution, I think. They were like, oh, and not China.
Yeah, I think the story in that one was North Korea came down and next South Korea or
So
something.
Imagine-
I'm sorry I missed the biggest discussion of the
Yeah.
week. So I saw Fast and Furious 8.
No,
Oh,
I'm
you
trying
saw it
to
without
explain
me?
this
Oh.
cool game concept. So they've got the war, and then
Yeah.
every month or whatever, they update it with the new battleground that where the war actually is.
yeah.
We follow the actual campaign of the war.
They could do something like that. For
Oh, but it's going to be like a
One.
Hillary Trump thing, and they're going to plan the DLC. It's like, oh, well, this was going to be in South. And it's like, oh, no, we've actually gone to Latvia
Actually,
now.
I would play a World War One game where they followed throughout the year of all the sort of battlegrounds and stuff.
Well, they
Sort
kind
of
of did that in
education.
But
Battlefield 1.
that's too close to
Kinda.
learning.
I mean, there's
Like,
there's serious war games where they do that, but not in the style of the CODs of the Battlefields.
But yeah,
Yeah, but Battlefield 1 did a little bit
Could
of
you
that.
imagine a COD set at like
do
the
it better.
start of World War One when like all the tactics were garbage and stuff, and it's just like press F to march in, march in unison.
I think that they've talked about doing like Civil War first-person shooters, and it's like everyone stand in formation at either side of a field and shoot. Okay, good.
That would be fun if it had a mini game like a bit like, you know how frog climbers, like you have like minute details of like the different sticks control the different arms, but like they get a really complicated control scheme for like reloading a musket.
Well, that was. Did you ever play Receiver?
No.
Receiver was a fantastic game. Wolffire. It's not a fantastic game, actually. It's a lie. I said that as a complete lie. It
You
is.
liar.
Poor Receiver. The guys who made that are like, someone liked it.
Oh no! It was basically done as a game jam thing, which they then sold.
Okay.
Because it's a gun simulation first person shooter. So you literally have to like button to clear the chain. Like when you're like, for very basic, like you're out of bullets. You have to pull the clip out, and then you have to load each individual bullet into the clip.
right.
Put it in, like safety on, off, all that, like everything that the gun can jam, all sorts of things. So the game's very basic. It's just sort of abstract shapes floating in air, and you're shooting drones. But yeah, it's kind of fun playing. Like, yeah, we're going to be really serious about our gun. It's, anyway, but yes, Fast and the Furious 8.
So no spoilers.
That's
So-
Fate of the Furious.
The Fate of the Furious.
I
Now,
don't care.
now I
because
the last one I
Fate
watched was
has 8 in it.
the last one I watched was 3.
Oh,
Tokyo
you've been out.
Drift.
You've been out for a while.
Which is
but
the
I-
most confusingly timed one because like they retconned it so 3 happens after 7 or happens after
But
6 or
but
something.
Jeremy, it's still fine because that's the only other one I've watched.
I've only seen the first one.
As far as I'm concerned, it just goes Tokyo Drift, Fate of the Furious. But what's important is at one point they go to Russia, but they say many times, no, these are Russian separatist terrorists. These aren't Russians. We can't possibly do it. Anyway, so that was just time back down North Korea. Fun.
Yes.
Um,
How was the submarine?
Yeah, it's fine. There's a good sequence in the middle that I feel was the highlight. The submarine was less so.
I have a question, but did they really emphasize the
Family?
importance of family?
Yeah.
A few times.
Yeah.
All right, good. Because, like, I don't want to come out of a Fast and Furious movie thinking, family.
I was learning about Fast and Furious afterwards, and I found out that apparently,
Afterwards, probably the best time to learn about Fast and Furious.
well, most of the talent involved are like working. It's basically what stunt sequences can we think of, then we'll write a story about it. But Vin Diesel is very intimately involved in the process of making sure the heart of the film is there. So all the scenes of him drinking Corona and telling you how important family is and everything is pure Vin Diesel.
I like
Nice.
that's what they give him. It's like, all right, Vin,
Yeah.
you can have this. No one else gives a shit. So you go nuts.
I mean, it makes a good drinking game. I mean, yeah, as I said, I've missed them all, but I know how important family is.
How much God was there? Did they pray at any point?
No, I don't remember. I don't remember praying. There's a little bit of
recall
cross
much God
in it,
cover.
but that's about it. Yeah. And there's like, I think there might be literally no shots of Vin Diesel and The Rock in the same shot because Vin Diesel cannot look small. so he can't reach the rock. And there's at least a few sequences where the rock is running and like will then like hurdle something.
Wait. Vin Diesel is not The Rock?
No, they're different people.
Yeah.
What?
You can tell because one's quite charismatic and the other one's Vin Diesel.
What?
But the thing is, whenever like he leaps something and like jumps and like it's like no, that can't be the Rock because the body is bending. And I'm pretty sure the Rock's body cannot physically bend at this point.
I think things bend around him.
It's true.
They're different people.
They're very different people.
Oh yeah.
One has like a lovely smile and is very warm and
The
silly.
other one's Vin
and
Diesel?
the other one's Vin Diesel.
Why is this the shit on Vin? I don't know why I
Yeah,
have
what's
to be
wrong
the
with
one
Vin
to
Diesel?
defend Vin Diesel.
Hey.
What's wrong with Vin Diesel?
I like
Nothing is wrong with
I
Vin
like
Diesel.
many Vin Diesel things. I think because he started Stardock, wasn't it? He
Yeah.
did, like I quite like. Actually, I like
I
all
like
the
the
Riddick.
Riddick.
I like
Yeah,
all the
Riddick
Riddick
kinda
films.
does.
He can be fine, but he is not. He's not a fun-looking guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was he in
You think he's-
Guardians? He was Groot, right?
Groot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he did all those
And-
different Groot
Yeah.
lasers.
He's the Iron Giant.
Oh really? I didn't know
Yes.
that. That's quite cool.
I quite like Vin Diesel.
Yeah,
but
he's
you
got
can't.
like a fun background of like being really into D&D.
But you put him next to The Rock,
Yeah,
and The Rock is kind of amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But-
and Vin Diesel has like there's he seems to think he's like AAA lister or everything. It's like you're kind of just struggling to hold in there,
I think he
man.
was for like a really
Brief
period of
time, yeah.
like around the time when Vince Vaughn was an A-lister.
And he seems to want power and everything he's involved in, and then everything becomes a power fantasy about being Vin Diesel, and it's
So like the pacifier.
Oh god.
the
that was
pacifier.
the one
pacifier
with the male
Male nanny.
Right? Oh, nanny.
Yeah.
I haven't seen. I did get
Yeah.
mixed up with the
Oh.
Tooth Fairy, which has the Rock in it, I believe.
yeah.
Yes,
course.
that's what confused me because I thought they were the same person.
I can see the confusion at that point. So anyway, shall we move on?
Speaking of wrestlers and movies about wrestlers looking after children, what was the one with Hogan, Mr. Nanny? Was it just called
there's Mr. Nanny, and there's
Yeah.
also Suburban Commando.
Suburban Commander.
Yeah, it was
Where he
actually a
frees him-
genre.
He frees a mime from an invisible box. Seems to be a Force 10 force field there, buddy. Smack. There you go. Hulk Hogan, man, it was so good before he just got outed as like a terrible racist.
And a selfish lover.
Yes, that was the worst part of it.
Like, who eats that much sushi before going into bed with a friend's wife?
It's true.
Sushi
it's
is
very-
good though.
I mean, you know what? Probably better than sex with Hulk Hogan.
You can have both. So we did the
Oh, you
first
know
bit
the
of
worst
news.
sushi
We did
I've ever
we've
had?
done the first bit of news. We haven't got to the second bit of news
I
yet.
had barramundi sashimi once.
That seems like
How did that go?
Not
Weird.
well.
Yeah,
it
it's
didn't have enough flavor of it.
No, it's actually not good at all.
Okay, Rainway.
Rainway.
Amy, why don't you tell us about Rainway?
All right, so basically
Captain Catherine Rainway.
No.
it's going to be a cool little tool that will mirror your games from your computer onto, say, your Switch.
Basically
Or-
anything with a web browser.
yeah.
And they're specifically
Okay.
talking the Switch. But
Because that's what I've been thinking about for the past few nights.
Feel
Like,
like the announcement
what if there was a
even the
Moonlight,
Switch.
which is
Yeah.
the NVIDIA game stream type client that they use on the Vita as well as Android? Like, what if that came to Switch? And
We just
And
need the
basically
browser
everything.
first.
Yeah.
we remember there is a browser.
Yeah,
remember?
it's just not accessible.
Yeah, it's just sort of
Yeah.
a hidden browser.
I'm still annoyed that
Rainway
why.
is browser based, y'all.
Yeah.
'Cause-
It's done by the folks that made Borderless Gaming.
Yeah,
So they actually are good. And I have faith in believing this is a real product.
Borderless gaming,
that's
as in like full screen Windows.
yeah, basically.
Okay,
But
I didn't realize that needed to be invented by someone. I mean, I imagine most
No,
things do need
it's,
to be
it's a program that
invented.
allows you to do it with programs that do not support
yeah,
Borderless.
Oh,
so
okay.
I think Binding of Isaac doesn't have it.
There's
Yeah.
many,
I don't know,
many
lots of
games
stuff.
that don't.
Just an example.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was kind of cool news. So next up, we like talking about rumors. In fact, even Call of Duty was technically a rumor. So
Let's just call it fact.
so the facts are Vanquish is definitely 100% coming to PC.
Fact.
Actually, you know what? It's getting pretty close to fact. Just today's latest update to it, because there's been a few, was they just did a small update to Bayonetta, and it's only a few kilobytes, and the
They stuck a
entire
photo in it.
all it was a picture of the character from Vanquish.
what is Vanquish? Is it
Vanquish
kind of-
is one of the best games Platinum has ever made. It was on 360. It didn't have
okay,
PS3
so
support.
Vanquish has nothing to do with Bayonetta except for the platinum.
No, it's Platinum made game.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a third-person action character action-based game where
From
you
Platinum.
where you are kind of let's call it a Metal Gear Solid style soldier.
Oh, yeah.
Except you've got like jump jets on your body, so you spend most of the game sliding around
Like
on your
Suburban
knees.
Commando.
No, because you do it like you are doing a rock slide. In a console. So on your knees, going around, sliding behind cover. So it's a cover-based shooter.
Yeah.
But you are very, very, very active. And so it's all about sliding and movement and slow motion. And there's a dedicated button for having a cigarette. It does literally nothing. So you'll blast through a battlefield, shoot robots down there behind there, and you're like, I have a smoke.
The little mask pops up.
What was the
Yeah, the mask folds up and you have a smoke. It does literally nothing.
But
except
you do smoke the cigarette, right?
you do smoke it. Yeah. It's not like
how
it's not
the,
like for points. It's not like it's for any. It doesn't cool you down. It
How
just
about,
smokes a
like,
cigarette.
real-time physics, does the cigarette burn? Do you have to light
I've never
another one?
looked. I've never looked into it.
Hey,
That's cool.
what was that game you had to smoke a cigarette to save?
Too dark.
Too dark, yeah.
Yeah.
Knew we spoke about it just recently. Oh,
In our child abuse episode.
hooray!
Yes. Go back to that classic. Okay, the other platinum rumor is that people got really excited that
Bayonetta
Bayonetta 3 was happening. Primarily because there's a site which is actually about teaching Japanese people like naughty Bayonetta phrases in English.
Yeah.
So, but all the videos to it, when you go there, they play 3 times. And no one can work out why. So maybe it's a technical bug, or maybe
It's just how the
the
human mind
internet's
learns.
reading in everything. But as we said, everything's a fact today. So
Yeah.
officially confirmed.
Fact.
Coming
Bayonetta
out
3.
2018.
It's actually gonna release-
It's actually just for Switch and for Intellivision.
Yeah. And if you buy it come on 3 carts. They just give you 3 copies of it.
Ooh.
It's actually 3 copies of Bayonetta 1. 'cause they-
Aw,
Yeah,
I've already
that's
got
up.
that.
Yeah, but do you have it 4 times?
No, not yet.
Well, no, I've got the purchase for you. Okay, so the other things that Jeremy added here, Rocket League is now up to 30 million players.
Good for them. That's a lot of
It's a lot of
players.
players.
Well going. And the other that is also there's a free to play version, which will be for the Chinese market, I imagine.
Yeah,
'cause
they're
it's
working
going on
with
Tencent.
It is Tencent, right?
Yeah.
And
Well,
they're-
that's what you wrote.
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, it's with those guys. I just wasn't sure if the name was Tencent or.
Yeah, Tencent.
Yeah,
they're
yeah.
like the
Are they the rip off
like-
50 Cent?
no 10 I was
The
listening to
discount
about
50 cent.
Tencent have 13% of gaming.
Whoa.
That's their market. That's
Yeah.
They should
nuts.
really drop that by 3.
I think the rest of it thinks it's owned by Nexon.
Is that worldwide or just China?
China.
That'll probably the free to play. I imagine will be China.
No.
Oh.
The percentage of games.
Yeah, that's percentage because they own LOL
Oh, do they?
and they technically own the Clash of Clans and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
There are a
Oh,
few.
yeah.
There
So
are
I'm talking mobile,
Yeah, that's
mobile
huge.
free to play and actual gaming. And, yes, I'm going to stick by that and actual gaming.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks, friend.
I love it.
Yeah, fuck you and your dreams.
It's crazy.
You know what? I'm going to go here. I'm going to make this comment here. And when I said
Yeah.
fuck you and your dreams, I don't think your dreams.
Is to make mobile games.
No, I think you like. I don't think you don't. I think you're fine making them and you enjoy doing it. But I don't think you lie at bed at night going, oh, I wish I could make another free to play game on mobile.
No, he lies in bed going, oh, I wish I could make
No, I
love
really-
without
Yeah,
crying.
it's like
really don't.
It's like I like going and working on like an
Yeah.
advertising campaign, but don't go like, oh, another drug abuse awareness campaign. That'll be
No.
great.
What-
No, I want to make movies.
No, I guess I dream about figuring out how to make money from free to play, so then I can go make the stuff I want to make.
Yeah.
Just
I
gotta
keep
get some
having-
whales.
I keep having dreams where I'm somehow at university or high school again, but I haven't done an assignment and it's due, but I keep ignoring the fact that it's due, and it's always in a different setting.
Yeah, I get that as well.
I have a
Probably to do
weird.
with
So now we're on to dreams. So this is all very important now.
Yeah.
It's a recurring thing because I work at the high school I went to, where I've just kept taking classes, but it does. So I just
Loser.
I just turn up and they'll be like, oh, this is really important. And so I'm go like, I graduated like 15 years ago. I'm really not going to do that assignment.
No, but I wake up and I have like this 10-minute period of no, it's okay, I've graduated. I did the assignments I had to do.
I have not had one of those. I have had them before, and they have happened after like in the last 5 years, but really not regularly. But it was very strange. It was surreal.
Okay, before we finish up,
Yes.
City Skylines released on Xbox apparently.
The ideal
Whoa.
way to play that game, I imagine.
Why?
Because
You mean why did it release or what?
No, look, I actually with playing a game like that on a big screen and a couch could work if the
controls
are
system
okay.
would be a nightmare,
Yeah.
I think.
Like
But,
I tried to play City Skylines with the Steam controller,
oh, sure.
and it was not great.
Hmm.
So
So what you thought was Xbox One controller?
Yeah.
yeah, well, it depends how much they've done to
it's
it.
like actually
I
worked
don't
out
know.
because
yeah.
I mean, when you were using the Steam Link, you were just emulating a mouse and keyboard.
Yeah, and
So
for that, it
that's-
was like, nah, not really working so well.
Yeah, but that's out. It comes with the Nightfall DLC.
Ooh.
That's actually quite a lot of DLC for Sea Skylines.
Yeah,
I
that's
I think
it's well supported.
3.
yeah. Yeah, there was a snow one. I can't remember the name.
Yep, and there was a weather one.
Disaster one,
Yep.
There's one in
Disaster,
there.
this one, and they have Mass Transit coming out next month.
That's good.
I used to play
Okay.
that game like anything.
Yeah, I
So
need
much
to
fun.
revisit it. I loved it. I'll be curious to see how well it runs on Xbox because that thing really started to choke my PC when it got to like 100,000 populace.
Okay, so what we're going to do now is what I call quickfire games. I just invented it right that
What's it
second.
called?
Quickfire games.
Oh, okay, all right.
Quickfire.
Pew pew.
So we've got a bunch of games here that we don't necessarily need to cover, but I just want to ask quickly about.
Okay.
Okay, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Says here you've been playing Binding of Isaac. How's that going for you?
Yeah, terribly.
Tell me about it. I love Binding of Isaac.
Are you failing to succeed or having a bad time, or are they the same thing?
I'm failing to understand what my mark of progression should be like. So with a roguelike, I've learned I don't have to succeed, but at some point, like if I'm playing FTL, I want to make at least 3 jumps before I completely screw everything up. Whereas Binding of Isaac, I'm like, do I go left or right? Because this could end my game from the start.
If you're thinking of those levels, you really do need to
Yeah.
go because each level just has a boss, and you go through, and there's an end to the game. So
Yeah, okay.
you just got to
well,
get better at
So that's the guide of it. So if you're still
Like, but
feeling like
it's-
if you're feeling left and right choices are a bit
Yeah.
overwhelming, you've got some
But the
scary
thing
choices
is,
to
like,
make
it is
coming up.
distinctly unpleasant, that game.
I actually traverse the entire map when I'm playing.
Yeah, you got to search every room unless you're trying to go for a time. Sometimes you just got to blast through.
Anyway.
Okay, Amy,
Hi.
Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Awesome.
One word then that's fine. Okay, moving
Yep.
on.
I want to just. I'm just gonna sit
Tell us
back.
tell us your favorite story quickly.
I fell off a cliff.
That's a good
That'll
story.
happen.
I like
Yeah.
that. Okay, James.
The platforming is awful in that game.
In Zelda.
Yeah, like
What?
it's just because
Oh.
it just doesn't jump far enough.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know if
Baby,
that counts as
what
awful.
is you doing?
You'll get
You
there.
can't come on
But
here
then-
and criticize Zelda.
But then you miss and you just grab the wall and climb up.
Yeah, but then the jump's just slightly too far when you're trying to traverse the mountains.
I
then
just
you
feel like
die.
you need to do some more mountaineering.
Have you
I
tried
do.
getting good?
Yes,
yay.
I'm trying that.
Yeah,
Get good.
try that.
James, you
I'll just
played
stop
Guardians of
playing
the
again.
Galaxy episode 1.
Yeah, it wasn't good as Game of Thrones.
Wait, is it episode 1 or volume 1?
Episode because
one.
volume's like
The exactly what we talked about having the visuals of the movie with likeness faces. Really off-putting. It's okay. It
All
felt
right,
shorter than most other Telltale things. The music was okay. The writing was
how much?
Okay.
How much does Groot say? I am Groot.
at least 20 times.
Okay, Paul, I see here you've played Full Throttle, the remaster. How's that going for you? Well, it doesn't compare to Wonder Boy the Dragon's Trap.
Where were the forks?
The forks, they were right next to the knives and spoons. It's totally just in line with the other remasters
Yeah.
they've done. It's actually hard because it annoys me because it looks fine, but it still has the same amount of animation as the original. There's no extra in-betweening, which makes sense because then there's so much custom animation in that game. There would be a huge animation job to
Yeah.
make the animation better. But at the same point, I'm like, it's just a little bit janky.
And we
for
are
what I
now in
want.
a post-Wonder Boy world.
Yeah, and
Oh, Zelda.
I like it's totally in line with stuff. Probably my favorite bit, other than the fact that the visuals just work, is just that the voices are all cleaned up. It's much
Okay,
nicer
yeah.
recording. So yeah, it's nice to hear Mark Hamill and Tim Curry and everyone else sounding nice and clean and fresh.
Did they use the original recordings?
Yeah, it's the original
Okay.
recordings. They've just gone back to the original DAT tapes, and so because they had to be highly compressed when they're first
Yeah.
put on there.
How about Overwatch?
Oh, you want to go on that? I played Overwatch the PvE. I actually got into it before it stopped.
Yeah.
I thought it was a load of boring shit.
Well, you're boring.
Yeah,
Do you see what I'm saying? Like it was just like,
didn't-
it was there.
I didn't care.
It's good
about
on the
any-
Yeah,
lore
it's-
side.
it-
I
it-
liked it.
Kind of felt more like a tech demo than anything.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
it was like this is what we could do if we went PvE, which I think they should in the future. But,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind more.
It was just too shallow, and it didn't really reward certain tactics, and the events of the PVE
It was a
work
bit
within
too long, sort of feeling.
Yeah,
which is weird because it's not that long.
it doesn't change it up enough.
Well, the thing that I would just say is that the bot enemies weren't fun to engage.
No, they were just sort of like
Here's just a stream of damage you've got to
creeps.
put out.
The weird thing about it too is, as someone who's played a lot of Overwatch, is just how different it felt to engage the AI enemies compared to humans.
they're so dumb.
And not just that, but like you expect doing a certain amount of damage to the hitbox would get you a kill. So you're sort of like trying to get into that move of like going really quickly, but it slows you down because you're like, oh no, wait, he's still alive because of the janky numbers.
Yeah, I mean, like I wasn't offended by it, but I wasn't impressed.
Yeah.
Really, even when you got to the end and that one robot was just like, "Fuck Paul." Wonder Boy 2 was better.
That was good.
I'm so annoyed when Reinhardt never goes for the
the bomb?
the detonators. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they're bob-ombs.
so. Paul,
Basically.
I see here you forgot
Paul,
to say
you've
something
spoken
about Wonder
a lot.
Boy.
Oh god, go on.
So just on that, when we're talking about the better audio in Full Throttle, all the audio is new in Wonder Boy, like orchestrated soundtrack.
Yeah.
Man.
It's beautiful
When you
music.
swap back,
You can swap back, but you can choose to have any combination.
Oh, that's nice.
So you can have original sound effects with new music, or other way around, or
Okay.
both new
So
or
it
both
doesn't
old.
just switch when you switch the screen.
No.
So you mean original sound effects with new music or original visuals with new music?
You can do any combination you want.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So
So you do have to go in and manually change the sound things
Yeah.
because there's no quick button for that. But it means you can choose anything.
That's cool.
What about Wonder Boy? But how did it come about? Because this is a huge project. Was it just one guy being that?
I have no
devoted
idea
to
how
it?
the deal came, but yeah, he really loved it. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just approached and said, "Look, I would like to do this. Here's a proof of concept." Jeremy,
Yeah.
you didn't get to rant about Yooka-Laylee last week.
Oh yeah. I don't.
What are
have
your
much of a rant.
what are your current feelings?
It feels like the games I played in the late 90s on the Nintendo 64, for good and for bad.
So I did hear one someone else's opinion, which I am now taking on board because I thought it was very accurate.
Yep.
The problem with Yooka-Laylee was the stretch goals. Because every single thing that sucks about that game was a stretch goal.
Oh, that's like the mini
really?
games you were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh, the minigames are so half-baked. I was really excited when I first got to Rex's Arcade and jumped into Mine One. I'm like, yeah, it's going to be a little Diddy Kong racing up in here, but it's not.
Yeah, it's pure anus and not one that you would butt chug with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like if they and that's a problem with Kickstarter that I think
Yeah.
we've always talked about it with stretch goals. It's like because in many ways the stretch goals you're solidifying more than even the original pitch. It's like, oh, we have to have these. So what if they're not good? You can't cut them because you promised. It's like, terrible thing to do. Stretch goals are bad.
But I think it handles exactly as those games should.
Yeah, I still think it handles
I
really
found
well.
like the
Paul,
first level, the log jerk, the guy who shoots those logs down at you, he had some bridge pun name. It just transported me back to being 11 years old and being so angry at that game. And like, I had to take a breather because like I was legitimately getting quite angry at like this childish game, and I was thinking about like the visuals make it so much worse. Like I don't rage at like Bloodborne when I play because like it's dark and angry. I'm like, yeah, it's supposed to be it. But like when I die in Yooka-Laylee, I feel like some dumb pagey is just mocking me
It is.
from its cage.
We liked him up. You were saying, Amy?
I don't even remember. What was I saying?
That was a good point. I liked it.
Oh well.
James.
Yes.
Lovely.
You very briefly played Dawn of War 3.
Yeah. So
In 10 words or less.
it's like Dawn of War 1, but with a 3.
We've done that before. We've done that joke before.
I think that was 11.
Oh, yeah.
If it didn't get picked up in the market,
I mainly wanted to see how it was going to go performance-wise because
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
been looking at it. It felt very kind
10.
of old school with its like base building and kind of going back to that.
Yeah, I was going to say it's back to base building,
Yeah,
isn't
kind
it?
of
Which-
moving away from like it's not Dawn of War 2. Dawn of War 2 was more in the direction of Company of Heroes kind of squad cover based stuff. This is more back to
No, because he said it's not. It is.
Jeremy, speaking of base building RTSs,
Yeah.
you went back to StarCraft because
I
it goes
did,
released for
because
free.
Blizzard got released for free.
StarCraft 1.
And I'm still as bad at it as I've always been at RTS games because like I remember as younger again playing those games and I would play it a certain way, which was just like, well, I want the battle cruiser because that's the biggest baddest thing in the game. I just need to have 16 battle cruisers. But now I'm like, no, I'm going to manage my macro. I've got my macro. I've got enough
Don't do
droids
that.
to go out there.
It's a dark path if
and
you
then
want to
like
go down.
I'm playing against AI, mind you, And I'm like starting to feel good, and then like 2 lots of like AI controlled zealots just steamroll me.
So I gave playing StarCraft 2 a go for a while. Like not
I played it at launch.
I wasn't going pro, but
you
I was
weren't
like
on Team Liquid?
But I wanted to try and like learn to play it, and I put effort into watching.
I did the same
and like
thing.
watching replays and trying to learn the tactics. That game is so goddamn hard.
It's punishing.
Yeah.
I did the same thing. With StarCraft 2, I tried to learn it. I tried my darndest. I got practice with my APM.
Yeah.
And my builds. And I'm like, all right, I'm ready. I can beat like the hardest difficulty AI in 1-on-1. I'm ready for the ladder. And I just got thrown straight into bronze. And I was done.
Yeah. And bronze was so hard to get out of and move in because that was the middle of the bell curve.
Oh, was that the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Amy,
No.
you don't have any other games written here, so
That's.
what do you think about Tetris?
I actually did play Puyo Puyo Tetris,
Oh, did
the
you?
demo. Really fun.
It sure
just-
is Tetris.
Yeah.
So it's $60 in Australia, but it's
It's
$30 in the US.
Oh.
I'm just not sold on that price because
30
I mean, there's a
If
new...
it was 30 Australian, I'd be like, oh, that's not bad.
Maybe.
is it
Yeah.
Do you guys know if there's going to be like a single player Tetris mode? Because like
Apparently, there's a
DS
story mode.
I know, but
Oh,
I
right.
just want an endless Tetris mode.
I
I'm sure-
always ship
I'm-
the
I'm
square
sure there'll
block
be
with the
endless
L-shaped
Tetris.
block. I
It'll
just
be
think
so
those two
crazy
are going
on
to end
scene.
up together.
So yes, Jeremy,
Oh no, I was going to say there's a new cat porn game that I saw on Steam.
which one?
I don't know. Nico.
Nico.
Sexy
Oh,
Sex?
wow, it starts with Neko. Imagine
Yeah,
that.
I just assumed it started with
So-
Neko, but it probably does. It's about like I read the description because
So-
the tag was like FPS. I'm like,
Yeah.
that can't be right.
So there's
Feline porn simulator.
Oh my gosh!
I've seen this game a few times. It popped up in a bundle of like visual dating
Yeah.
novels, and it's called Animal Lovers. And every time I see it, I'm like,
Yeah.
it's about like people like at a dog park.
Oh,
They're like
okay.
we all love animals. It's like
Okay.
yeah, still a problematic name. Anyway, so you're just looking up for some more cat girl games.
How do you even search on the Steam mobile website?
Just
Oh wait,
pray,
there it is. Found it.
pray for Mojo.
So you said it started with Neko.
Probably.
Neko Nin X Hot.
Oh, that sounds right. Because
That-
like
why not?
Because like I remember the caption. It was just like it was like these ex ninja cat girls come to live with some jerk.
That one?
Is it X as in EX or X as in cross?
EX.
Oh, damn it, I want to be cross hard.
I think it's that one. Yeah. Anyway,
oh my gosh, it's
like
adorable.
I mean, you're our cat porn expert. You're the cat porn guy. We
But-
come to you for all our cat porn opinions.
There's a demo.
It's true. If I was going to go to anywhere for opinion on a cat porn game,
yeah,
it would
it's
be
by
Amy.
the people who published Nekapara.
There we go.
Wow. Do you think it's just a coincidence?
It is
I think
actually.
so. I think so. So, James.
Yes.
Well,
We are out of the quickfire round.
Yep.
Tell me about
But I
Technobabylon.
didn't get to do my paradigm impression.
Well, because I want to talk more about
Okay,
that.
good.
Oh, and that'll be a nice segue after out of Technobabylon.
Which is an adventure game.
Which is yeah. So it was a game I saw on Steam today, and the reason I picked it up because it was heavily discounted. And I generally don't go for adventure games.
I wouldn't want to go to a grocery store with you.
Well, the thing is, like, adventure games haven't been dead for a long time. It's actually been a really healthy genre.
Have
Oh, yeah.
$9 US.
Absolutely.
It's been a really healthy genre for a long time. There's huge communities around like the AGS kind of building stuff and things like that. And so I just generally, I don't know, I just don't buy them. Like they haven't kind of interested me in a while.
Okay,
But this
yeah,
one,
yeah.
like I kind of looked at it and like it's very kind of like not necromancer.
Necropara?
Necropara.
Yeah, yeah. No, very, very kind of neuromancer,
Yeah.
kind of like that kind of cyberpunk kind of stuff. And I kind of got like this bit of a flashback to Beneath the Steel Sky, and then like it kind of like pulled in those like little nostalgia strings.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, okay, I'll drop the $3.
I remember
I'll
being
kinda-
young and caring.
Yeah, I'll kind of pick it up. And it's just trying to be kind of like a straight up kind of adventure game. But I've found the structure of it has. Like, I didn't really get grabbed by Paradigm. I didn't really get grabbed by Thimbleweed.
Yeah.
This one I loaded up and I played for something like 4 hours,
Were you
4 or
having
5
tech
hours
different
today.
difficulties with it or something? Because I saw it kept popping up on Steam. You were playing it.
No, I was doing other things and then going
yeah,
back to it.
fair
And
enough.
going back to it. And I think it's because this one is, even though it looks on the surface like it's visually, it's very much like I put it in the league of something like like Beneath Still Sky. I'd say,
Or Kathy Rain.
or maybe Kathy Rain, like kind of that.
Oh my god, you knew the reference. Fuck.
Yeah, which that was going after Gabriel Knight.
It's okay, Paul.
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Neither.
Yeah.
That's why you have me here.
It's basically a Gabriel Knight inspired game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's kind of like the puzzles are, whenever you're in an area, you're very contained to kind of solving it. It almost made me feel a little bit like, I was going to say like goblins or...
But more coherent than goblins.
where like whenever you're solving a problem, you tend to be isolated in one or two screens.
Yeah.
And you don't have to go too far out of that.
You don't get the entire world
Yeah.
like
that must actually
Thimbleweed.
feel
but-
quite nice.
Yeah. But that just means the puzzles are really focused.
Yeah,
And-
so at no point do you have to get like 4 people to eat a hot dog
No.
on the other side of the map.
No.
Spoilers.
And like the puzzles have all been... There's been one puzzle I've had to look up I thought was a little bit too dumb. And it was just a case of I'd missed an item.
Oh, sure,
And it
yeah,
was sort of like it had kind of one step too many than it really needed.
Does it have any modern quality of life stuff like item highlighting?
No, it doesn't. And I've had to actually... and that is kind of part of the problem I had with missing like the one item.
Pick
to
up
solve
any
the puzzle.
specks?
Any specks?
Specks of dust?
No. No specks of dust.
A little
No.
Thimbleweed park
Yeah,
humor
a
there.
little bit in there. So... Yeah, like, and I actually found, because I'm really after that kind of more nostalgic experience,
Yeah.
I don't mind so much. But because it does have that, but it keeps it so contained, I don't really care. Like, I do only kind of pixel hunt in a few screens, and the chances are I'm going to kind of miss it. If I miss it, I'll find it eventually.
Yeah.
I don't go through the whole game trying to find it. And the way it plays is it kind of moves around time a little bit, and it's just 3 characters it kind of cycles between, and they're all very well written, and it's all the voice acting's all done really well.
How old is the game? 'Cause
It came out a couple of years ago.
Really?
Yes,
Is it
it's
that new?
2015.
It looks dated.
Yeah, well, Cheryl thought I was playing an old game when
Yeah.
she was watching me play it, but it was only out a couple of years ago.
Huh.
Yeah, and I think even though on the surface it looks like it looks like kind of an old throwback. It's going to have a lot of the same problems of the old adventure games. It really doesn't. Like, it actually, the pacing's really good. Like,
Yep.
I just want to go back and keep playing it.
Oh, so what are the problems you're talking about that this one avoids?
Mainly, I
So
think
pacing.
I think having the world gated areas does
Yeah.
a lot to stop you
Yeah.
from kind of having to go around pixel hunting something on one of 15 screens. The puzzles, there are multiple solutions to them. So what it does is there'll be like, I think there's multiple endings in it.
Yeah.
And there's sort of achievements for solving things in a certain way, but the game will progress even if you don't do them. So just as an example, one of the sections you need to talk down a bomber. And in this world, because genetic engineering is like a big thing, this bomber actually has been from birth engineered to be a bomb.
Okay.
So it's like this person is, they've grown up as a bomb.
Yep.
And they've got because of that, their bones are really weak and they're on crutches and things like that.
Okay.
And so you have the option to go in and try and talk them down and get them to come in. Or you can just use a safe word and they'll get shot.
Okay.
And so either one will kind of get you there to
Yeah,
the next
yeah.
act, but you can kind of so it feels like it will let me kind of try to solve it better. Like to have an optimal solution, but I'm not going to get stumped. Like if I just want to go, screw it. I screwed it up. I'll still kind of move
Yeah,
on.
you'd be like, banana.
Yeah,
boats.
and the hints are always very kind of obvious. Not obvious, they point you in a good direction. So you talk to a character and
Okay,
they'll drop, they'll kind of drop the right words to kind of give you a good shove in the kind
Hint
of the right
systems
direction.
are low keys. I imagine
Yeah.
something really hard to get right.
Yeah, well, this one is because the writing's so good. That's kind of where it comes in.
What's the actual story of the game? Like, what's the
Oh,
setting? So
so
you're
it's-
are you a private dick?
So you start
Private
off
what?
detective.
Private dick.
Yeah. So the first
Private dick,
character.
do you really not know that expression? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I'd watch out for any public dicks if I were here.
It's very cyberpunk, super cyberpunk. It starts off one of the characters can go into, they call it the trance, which is basically the net or the grid or whatever you want to call it, the virtual world you go into. So one of the characters can move in and out. So you do a thing where you might be in a space and the second screen is just the trance version of it. So you'll kind of do things in the real world and then go in trance and it might have changed something and then you can kind of do something else and then go out and kind of things like that. But it really wears its kind of cyberpunk on its sleeve. It's very heavily rooted in genetic engineering.
Love it.
It's just the example of the person who's been kind of grown up as a bomb.
Yeah.
That's I hadn't heard of that as a situation before. It's really interesting. It's it's people that are after bombs that'll get through kind of detectors because their physical presence is a bomb.
Yeah.
You know, and it kind of has lots of things. Like at the moment,
So I guess there's a pretty interesting dynamic in terms of like how to deal with people in like I imagine that situation. It's clever because it's so drastically different from had it been just a person with a bomb. Because instead of asking someone not to do something that they're sure they're going to do, you're asking someone not to be who they are.
Yeah, and there's a lot of world building that happens just through kind of conversations and things like that. Okay. That's where the strength of the writing comes across really well. So like in that particular situation, it's like this is a person who's come over, I think from America. Like America's basically kind of screwed at the moment with a religious war. This person's been raised as like a religious zealot, and they're trying to do right by the Lord to kind of like, it's just like, but that's just the one. They never explicitly say too much about it, but they give you enough.
They never say Trump.
They never say Trump, but it's basically what the hell?
I don't know what he's drawing.
I know, but
it's
it's
scary.
amazing.
It's scary.
I think on the surface, I thought it was going to be
quite straightforward.
I thought it was just going to be a very kind of throwback to like an old adventure game, but it's going to feel like if I go back and play Beneath Steel Sky, there's a bunch of problems with it. But the writing, the clever puzzle design, the right points in the like direction for like the solutions, really good. I went and looked up what else this company's done. Mm-hmm. They're from, I think Technorat is their name. Okay. They have a game called it's like Kathy the Happy Hooker. Or something like that. Where what they tried to do is remake something in the tone of Leisure Suit Larry, but with a hooker that's like at a gas station. But it's super upbeat and super optimistic. And like I wanted to try and buy it, but it was hosted on Desura.
Which is gone now.
So I had to try and find someplace else to host because it's not on Steam. Like for this other game of theirs.
I had so many games on Desura.
Yeah, all gone.
What is Desura? It's time I've heard this game. It might be like...
It was an online store, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Indie focused.
Yeah.
So before Steam opened up to allow more people to publish on it, a lot of small developers went to Desura first, at least. Built up a catalogue there.
Yeah, that was only like a year ago, maybe?
The Desura left. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, because I remember it.
Kathy the Happy Hooker?
Oh, someone the Happy Hooker. If you look for like Techno Rat, you'll find them. I'd say I've been enjoying it more than both Thimbleweed and Paradigm.
Cool.
Okay,
really
so let's talk about Paradigm briefly. Why didn't you like Paradigm? Or what didn't you like about Paradigm? Or what didn't grab you about it?
I think Paradigm was the off-the-wall, like just probably the tone more than anything else.
Well, the game is almost primarily tone. So
but that's So I think that was really mainly it. This one, it's much more grounded. I think it deals with a bunch of different themes quite well. Mm-hmm. Like one of the characters, actually, I won't say it, it's actually a spoiler. Yeah. It deals with basically it handles things very maturely. Mm-hmm. And I think that's
you're saying that Paradigm with its butt mountain doesn't
not quite. Yeah,
isn't that mature?
I don't mean it as a slight on Paradigm because I think Paradigm.
I'm sending this straight to Jacob and I'm saying, did you hear what the fuck James said about you?
James, he said, "But."
I think Paradigm for me was mainly the tone. I'll probably go back and play it more a bit. But
so James, shut up.
Yeah.
Jeremy, what did you think of the tone?
I was surprised how much I really liked the tone.
I'll still listen to you.
It's fun, isn't it?
Just like from the art style and stuff, I thought it was going to be a bit like there are definitely sad parts to the universe, but like it makes me happy. Like I love following Paradigm and the people he interacts with.
Everything silly should have an unbelievable sadness behind it. It just makes it better.
I immediately fell in love with Paradigm, the character.
Did you want to do your impression now?
I feel like there's too much pressure now.
Do it.
I'm sorry I was away last week. I was at home working on my fat beatsies.
Oh, that's
pretty good.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, the key to a good Paradigm impression is that it's already a bad impression.
Yeah.
I haven't gotten as far as I'd like to, but I enjoyed it tremendously, and I love the the sarcastic octopus. You could just sort of like, this is a bit of a spoiler, but like I couldn't figure out what she was trying to tell me. So like I figured I was in one of those adventure game loops where it'll give you like 3 ways to phrase the same question, and then they'll have like the same response different ways, and it just repeats on itself. But eventually you got to an end, and it made me feel so good. And I'm already working on my The Cone cosplay.
The Cone is my favorite character.
Isn't it the cone over your head?
Yeah, and
is that all you have to do?
Pretty much. You also have to have a cape
and a bit of a gut.
Yeah.
Is
he just wearing underwear and a shirt?
Yeah, it's like a blue t-shirt.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if you'd be allowed to go to Supernova in that.
You could go to PAX in that.
Yeah,
I've
they
seen
let
much less
anything
than that.
go in PAX.
Yeah. I think as long as it's genitals in, it's allowed.
And if not, you have to be explicit that you're jousting with them.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
But that's not
I couldn't
allowed in
believe-
Australia.
I didn't think I'd like Paradigm, to be honest with you. But then things like he's just little self-aware, like not really self-aware, but sort of like he's so aware that the world is so terrible, but he's just going through it anyway.
He's quite positive about it.
Yeah,
all.
he's a beautiful
It's got good
soul.
attitude, and just all the observations in the game are very.
Yeah.
Anyway, we have spoken a lot about Paradigm before, so I'm going to keep things moving. So,
Paradigm.
Jeremy,
Yeah.
tell me about Cosmic Star Heroine.
Oh, I'd love to. So remember a couple of weeks ago where I thought I Am Setsuna was made in the West?
Yes.
Well, this is an actual JRPG made in the West.
Okay.
It's from the friendly
It's like Acronox.
probably. It's made by the friendly people who brought us Cthulhu Saves the
Amy,
World.
what's your favorite thing about Equinox? No,
is
it's
that?
Anachronox, not
Anachronox.
Equinox. Equinox is a different game.
I have
Oh,
not
yeah.
heard of it before.
Acronox?
It's Ion Storm,
Sorry. I derailed you. Keep going.
Yeah,
trying
but
to
it is a
make
good game.
all right. We'll play it next time. No, maybe. It's a very. It feels like a very straightforward JRPG, which like is honestly something I've been searching for.
Yeah.
Because that's a genre that's been nailed down. Like, I mean, the story
Fantasy?
of Chrono.
Fantasy? Sci-fi?
It is.
No. Let James guess. It's called Cosmic Star Heroine.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Oh, it's modern day.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Candyland. Zoolland.
Chopper Zool.
It's actually,
Medieval.
I was going. You mean Chopper Chop
Yeah.
Zool, or do you mean Ghostbusters Zool?
I mean, Chopper Chop Zool.
it's set in a 1920s flapper club.
Oh, now I really want a JRPG set in the 1920s.
It's dangerous to go alone. See, take this with you. See, no. So it's a sci-fi set in the future adventure. You work for a government agency doing what's good in the universe, or are they?
Ooh.
Anyway, so it's made by the guys who made Cthulhu Saves the World.
Oh, because I was actually, when you were talking about Western RPGs, that's the first one I thought about.
Yeah.
Because they had a bunch of really smart things, like random quests where once you hit the right level, you just turn them off. So you have like random encounters in a zone,
Oh yeah.
and the moment you actually hit the cap,
Oops, that was louder than I
the
intended.
moment you hit your cap, you could just like go no more.
Oh, that makes no sense.
No
'cause,
more
like,
random- 'cause
They're
you-
just useless.
Yeah, you've reached the point.
Excuse me. Also, they did Penny Arcade on the bloody Rain Slick, whatever.
They did.
Episode 2.
But Cthulhu is better.
I don't know. I didn't play either of them.
I only played one of them.
Well, first of all, looks infinitely better than Cthulhu.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
Cthulhu wasn't particularly ugly, but this is a really
Yeah.
nice game. It's all pixel art,
tired.
16-bit, classic, what you'd expect. Like it's so obvious how much they're channeling
Yeah.
Final Fantasy VI.
Mm.
But it's got a really rewarding combat system that feels right.
Mm.
Does that make sense? Like it deals with weaknesses and stuff, classic JRPG stuff. But you don't have to do anything to find out the weakness. You just have to put your cursor over the
Yeah.
top of it and it'll tell you, hey, this guy doesn't like lightning.
Oh, okay. A bit of personaisms.
Yeah,
coming
exactly.
in.
But like the persona I played, you had to like call up a
switch
friend,
on.
and she'd be like, "This guy doesn't like being stabbed."
Mm.
So the combat is really rewarding.
That's
and
my
fun.
weakness too.
What, puppies?
No, being stabbed. I'm
Oh, what
allergic
was
to
it?
bullets.
Yeah, what was it? Yeah, like bullets, my only weakness.
I know I've heard it before, but I can't remember the context.
Okay, write in bits, please.
Bits, please, at 8.5bit.com. Send all your questions and complaints to Jeremy at 8.5bit.com.
Just send all your Simpsons quotes to Amy at a&r.com.
Oh,
So I've only played it a couple of hours.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get into the story to get things going. But the characters are fun. They're well written. The humor, they do a good job with the humor in the game, where there are moments where it's funny, but at no point does the humor derail it or even become the focus of it. So like with Paradigm, you didn't like the tone of it all. That's basically the gamble you play when you've set up a game so strongly based around the personality of it. This one, much lighter touch with all the humor. But there's fun things like there's a robot you meet quite early on, a very big burly man who's a robot called Sue.
ooh.
And
I don't get it.
It's a lady's
just a
name.
girl's name.
It's their name, James.
Okay.
It's the word they use to identify themselves.
Oh. Still don't really get it.
That's fine, buddy.
Because you aren't genderist? Is that the term?
I guess. I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
He's just, well, either way, he's not woke.
Oh. You mean I've actually got to keep up with the times to talk to you?
Well, I don't know.
I don't even know. That's
Is it what
apparently
the
a
kids
Bond
are saying?
term.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Kids-
I'm old.
Episode 211, the most lit podcast of them all.
I don't know what that means.
It's the
Neither.
same as woke.
Does it?
all means nothing.
I only just got woke.
Oh
I got to learn another one now.
I have like almost a long-standing beef with a friend over the terminology fuckboy. Which I introduced to you guys.
I don't think there's much disagreement with the definition of fuckboy.
It's completely changed now. Now a
Oh.
fuckboy is just a guy who wants to have sex.
Okay.
But I'm pretty
I
sure
thought
it
that was a
originates...
transgender guy.
No, no,
something.
no, no. Oh, no, not as far as I've ever known.
I don't know. That's just
Wait,
what
we are so out of touch.
I've only just turned 18 and I'm just out of the picture.
She hasn't even butt chugged yet. So.
I don't intend to, Paul.
I thought you had to be like 20...
Also, you can always say yet.
thought you had to be like 25 to butt chug, like renting a car.
That in Tasmania. That's correct.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So we're all going down to Tasmania.
So,
Seeing the falls.
Any other comments
of
on Cosmic
butts.
Star Heroine?
I like the story. I like the characters. The combat is fun and rewarding. It does this cool thing where like the majority of your abilities, you can only use them once in combat, which is, kind of long-standing, but you can rest to get those abilities back. So you basically
Oh,
sacrifice
so
a turn.
D&D.
Okay.
No, because it's within like the fight.
Oh, yep.
You can just take a turn off. Like
Okay.
you would if you were playing Final Fantasy and chose to guard. It's got that, which is really nice, and it's got a hypermeter, a bit like
Like a break limit, a limit break. kind
yeah,
of thing.
exactly. Where you do more damage. So they're very familiar ideas, but they just do it in a way that it feels very intuitive and easy to use. There isn't any particular difficulty of managing everything to make sure that you've got your lightning spell teed up at the right time. So yeah, I think it's quite worth your time. Cosmic Star Heroine. I think there's a demo because with most heroin, the first taste is free. Ha ha ha! Drug problems. Yeah, it's fun. I'm keen to get more into it. I like the characters a lot.
Speaking of butts.
Oh, sorry. I wanted to talk real quickly. The best character. We'll get back to butts. My favorite character so much for her class is called a Gunmancer.
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 All right, I like that.
So she's like studies mysticism, and her weapon is actually like a staff, like a
That's not a gun at
like a
all. Does she
mystical.
summon?
She summons guns.
Nice.
It's beautiful.
That
Yeah.
does sound pretty good.
It's a fun game so far,
Okay.
and like very easy to get into, and it doesn't fall into the RPG trappings of like front loading too much. It's really good. You get to meet your characters first. Okay, sorry,
Cool.
Amy, on butts.
Could I have that Captain Falcon amiibo down? Just that butt.
Oh, he's got his butt right looking at me.
Just look at the butt.
That's a well shaped butt.
Yeah.
There you go.
Cool.
You look at that butt all you want.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh no, it fell.
You're all about this.
That's good. Okay, so what came out just today was a game I've been looking forward to for a few years now. What Remains of Edith Finch, which has, of course, been it's everyone's most anticipated game.
Who was
When I
Edith
checked
Finch?
the Steam store page today, it had no reviews.
I haven't seen it.
It's a walking
It
simulator,
had
right?
two
It's
tags.
a walking simulator by Giant Sparrow, who did the Unfinished Swan. And in fact, as well, it's only a reference in it. There is even some Unfinished Swan inside this game. Which was a nice little thing to discover. So this game, you are Edith Finch. You've returned to your home where you grew up, where everyone in your family before you has passed on.
Okay.
All of the bedrooms, once they pass on, are sealed up. And there's a little peephole into each one. So this game is basically finding your way through the house through a number of secret passages and puzzles and stuff like that. I will downplay the concept of puzzles in it. This is a walking simulator primarily.
Hooray.
And as you get to each person's room or space they inhabit, you will find normally a diary or some object like that, which will then take you into a story of how they passed on.
Okay.
These stories are very much in the magical realism sense.
They're are they set in first person? Because when I tried to have a look at this game earlier, there was some like in the trailers and stuff. There were some scenes that were just like bear paws, people throwing their their arms out in front of them. Swimming.
Well, yes, there's swimming. I can't think of any bears in the game.
Maybe another paw.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I will spoil the first story you encounter. It's the one that I played a few years ago, so you may have heard me talk about this game beforehand. I played it at PAX. It's primarily exactly the same. So this young girl. So skip forward 5 minutes if you don't want to know anything about this game, but this will give you a good idea of what this game can be. So you go in, and this is the night she died, and she was sent to bed, and she was very, very hungry, and she starts to eat things in the room. So she's like, I'm going to go eat the gerbil's food. I'm going to go eat some berries off this holly over here.
But why didn't she go out to eat from the cupboard?
Because she can't leave her room. She's been sent to her room.
Okay.
And then on the window, she sees a bird. Oh, well, that bird looks all right. Opens the window to pursue the bird. And as she leaves the window, she turns into a cat.
Ooh.
Oh, that may have been what I saw.
Yeah. So then you are running around the trees trying to catch this bird and eat it. And I'll spoil it here, you do eat the bird. And then you turn into an owl. Then, while still above this snowy mountainous landscape, you turn into a shark. And you are flapping around the ground trying to get into water. And then you kind of need to know the scale this can go to. You turn into a sea monster and you attack a boat.
Did you? Oh, I thought you were going to ask with Tree Fitty.
No. No, this is like a Kraken style sort of thing. Yeah. Although you only see a tentacle.
So okay.
I think you should put a trigger warning on this episode because I actually had a cousin who died from turning into a shark and couldn't get to land.
So she ends up returning to bed and everything and being terrified of this monster, which is her underneath the bed and everything. So, and as I say this, it's a real spoiler in that that's the only story that's anything like that.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Every story is a completely new vignette, and
okay, so is it because she's a little girl that this happened to? Like, it's her imagination as it plays out?
Look,
is that what?
In the context of this story, it's not even necessarily not real.
Okay.
And that, and I'm going to say I don't think the ending's super strong. But I think everything up to the ending is very strong. How long? I don't know. Probably took me 3-4 hours. Okay. I didn't count. I was enjoying myself a lot. And one of the smart things you do at the end, because you go through the whole family tree and you go through a scene of every person. At the end of the game, you can choose to replay any of those scenes, which is nice. It's just like, it's just a fast track. Hey, I want to do that again. I would say a quarter to maybe a third of the scenes actually made me cry.
Oh, okay.
Not like huge tears or anything, but I'm like, this is.
But you got you right in the feels.
They're effective.
Yeah.
And some of them are like funny but creepy, and like it's hard to without just going through and giving you a list of here's the thing. So what the game does really effectively, it's all in this house pretty much. So it's a small space. So you think about games like Gone Home and everything, and I'll put here, I do not like Gone Home. I don't think it was a very effective game.
That was sweet.
I disagreed.
I've only seen a playthrough of it. I didn't actually play
did you see my playthrough of it?
No.
It's great. It's what, 90 seconds long.
No, I watched a gay YouTuber's one, which it was very appropriate.
You probably, if you can bring that context to it, perhaps.
Spoilers.
But I think that's started pretty quickly. But anyway, and there's even some of that in here, which it's weirdly optional.
Okay.
Yeah, there is some choices to define some of these characters as you play them, which is nice. Like, they don't pigeonhole you into anything, which is it's good and progressive and not preachy.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you are allowed to choose what you want to be. It's fine. But anyway, so unlike Gone Home, this doesn't. There's no way of skipping to the end or anything. It's like no. This is a somewhat linear experience. The world opens up to you, but as it opens up, you pretty much hit each point.
Yeah.
But what it does do is that it's quite a long way you're going, but all inside one physical space. So they make the way that everything interconnects and goes through. This place feels real and intricate, whilst not being small. Whilst it is like they didn't make a huge house, it's like it's still like, okay, you just keep revisiting things from a different path. The amount of times that they would just do simple level design where I would walk towards a dead end, do the interaction I'm supposed to do, and go, where the shit am I supposed to go now? Turn around and just see, because I can only see the other path I want to go to once I walk to the dead end. Like, just very clever, confident design. And the whole time you're talking and your words are coming up, and so it does like the text in the scene sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And those words are often interactive as well. So elements in the world can like push them and stuff like that to varying effects. But most of the time, it's very effective, and it feels like it has weight in the space, which is very good. So I found the game very, very offensive and endlessly creative with the things it would do. I actually will spoil one of the other things to you after this game because I think it'll make your mind kind of go, holy shit.
So you mentioned before about sexuality being a branching path or something?
Kinda. I mentioned that only in someone's story.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose this is at one point you're sort of going through there, and weirdly enough, it's the story I want to spoil to you after this. But at some point, they're just you're talking about what you did next, and they're just like, oh, and then you move towards and you can say whether you move towards
because just the
which
interesting
gender
thing,
with it. Yeah.
I'll try and tease out is that we say walking simulator.
Yeah.
I think the last walking simulator I played, probably Event Zero was the last one I played. But even going back to say Rapture or something like that, choice tends to not be a big thing. I mean, Event Zero kind of did have more choice.
I will say there's no meaningful choice in the game, as in there's no path changing choice here. This is just
So Life is Strange.
I mean, Firewatch has got plenty of, but like,
no, I mean like Firewatch. It seems like Firewatch always ended in the same place.
This is just merely you can just play the character in that moment the way that you would prefer to play them.
Okay,
It isn't like this changes something later or you get something at the
So
end.
basically, Life is Strange.
Yeah, kind of. It's like you, and the thing is, and even with that choice, you're not necessarily defining what that relationship's going to be. It just lets you make that instead of saying that, no, you have to be defined like this way. It's like, oh no, it doesn't hurt them to do it, and it's, it just gives that nice little touch of, and that can let you then draw other conclusions from this person's personality. Because basically the only interaction you have with any of these characters is in this sequence which explains their death. So you are defining them in that moment. So it's fun, and actually the world's really creepy.
That's going on the Steam reviews page.
It's
fun.
Yeah, so the house itself is like a hobbled together, crazy. Like everyone's room is themed. Like one of the older members of the group lower down the family tree, she was a child star and stuff like that. And like they built hidden passages all over the house, which are opened up in weird ways, and everything interconnects. So it's like a fun like Goonies playground. It's like, oh, yeah, this is cool. And so going back to Gone Home, one of the things Gone Home was praised for, which I thought was initially good and then diminishing returns, was its set dressing. So in Gone Home, a lot of the world was defined, you could infer things by the way that the set was dressed, like there's bottles around and everything. But they tended to still have a limited number of props, and you start seeing the same trick a lot. It's like when you played Everyone Goes to the Rapture, and you hadn't played much of it yet, and you're like, oh, it's amazing storytelling. Like I went into this house and there were these bloody tissues around and all this. Is like, yeah, every single house is like that. So it loses impact. In this, everything feels custom.
Yeah.
Like every picture on the wall is like a lot of them are just real photographs. They like anything you can read is original text. Like there is a lot of detail in the world. And I spent a lot of time just because there's a zoom in button, just zooming in and trying to look at things. I actually wish the texture resolution was a little bit higher because I feel like some of those things could really pay off in world building. And there's just funny things there as well.
Because I'm just thinking about the various kind of walking simulators I've played, and in a lot of them, I think especially Gone Home. If you were to ask me what the layout of Gone Home was, I couldn't tell you. Like I don't feel like that it did a particularly good job at going, this is the space that you're in. Event Zero could. If you said, James, draw me a map, I could kind of go, yeah, I know what this thing is.
I think the main house of Edith Finch, I could just draw you a map here and it would be fine. Maybe not all the interconnected passages.
But the basic layout.
But how the house goes together, no problem.
It's the whole game within the house, with the exception of the stories?
House and grounds. The stories can go outside of the house. But yes, the actual where you are playing as a player is entirely inside these grounds. I was very, as I say, a little bit, I suppose, disappointed with the ending. It's not a bad ending. It's just not as strong as I hoped it would be. And I think it actually plays a little bit with those feelings, which is one of those things. It's like, you succeeded in like disappointing me with something. It's like, and I could see that was necessarily your goal. And I'd be obviously very vague here. It's like, but still, I'm a little bit disappointed. It's like the end of Zodiac. It's like, because I didn't find him. It's like, but couldn't you find him in the movie?
I do remember that in Zodiac. Like, wow, that really didn't have a payoff. Like,
yeah. What Remains of Edith Finch? Okay. I think It's cool, and I'm pretty sure those guys are all Aussie.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure Giant Sparrow is Australian because that's what they. We'll double check. Check me. Make sure it's made up.
Yeah.
One of
I
the
know.
first,
We have
what
nothing
was
but
it?
facts on the show.
Giant Sparrow is the developer.
one of the first things I noticed about the game was it was set in Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a reason for that? If they're an Australian bunch, they just like the aesthetic.
Oh, I mean, because of the time periods going probably, and some of the architecture that would be involved in that.
Oh, okay.
You wouldn't have. it.
Santa Monica.
Is it okay? I just fucked that up. I just
Yeah,
fucked it
yeah.
up big. Ah.
That is the logo, right? That's
Yeah,
the birdie.
yeah.
Yeah.
They normally have a giant sparrow. The one in the game has it been now. Oh well.
Meh.
I seem to have some Melbourne people. Or maybe they moved. Let's say that they
Let's go
moved.
with that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Show facts.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
stuff.
Local boys going big.
Santa Monica. Here we go.
So how far back in the past do you go with this game then? Is the I guess overworld you'd say, like as you're controlling Edith is the main character, right?
Yeah.
As you're controlling Edith, that's present day.
Yeah. That's literally 2017.
Okay, but then you go. I imagine quite a way back.
The oldest people you play in moments would be. I don't know. It goes back 3 generations.
So does it do revisiting the same space in different times?
Yes. Things to, again, trying to be non-specific about it. So it does one of the, like, if you revisit a space of a different character, it will scale to that character, which you kind of expect. And, you think about, like, Among the Sleep and everything. It's like, look, I'm a baby and now everything's big. And, like, that's only half of it. They'll also interpret the world as that person would see it.
Oh, all right. Okay.
And that leads to some of the best moments, I think, in the game. So that's cool. Yeah.
You had me interested.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. It's still not for everyone, but I think as far as walking simulators go, in compared to and even for ones that are more puzzly, like your Ether ones and everything, I think this is definitely on the upper tier of them. I had a really good time with it. Yeah, and I played through it in one sitting. I was just like,
How long was it?
I said before, probably 3-4 hours.
Okay, yeah.
I didn't time.
How
it.
much?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
$20.
$20 something dollars.
Okay, it's about what I
Yeah,
expected.
it's probably $20
20 US.
Yeah.
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 Ah,
Very
but
cool.
it had 19.99 cents.
Those bastards. Okay, so before we wrap up, another quick fire round. Just a
Quick
couple-
fire!
Because why not? Jeremy, you played Diablo 3. Why?
did.
Oh, can this be a long fire?
Okay, can I run you through the scenario of how this
No,
happened?
we'll make a quick fire. But
Wait,
please.
I'll go. Okay.
All right, so this is how it
Go.
happened. So I saw a post saying that Heroes of the Storm had released a free Heroes pack, and I thought,
Yes.
I've never really played Heroes of the Storm, but maybe I'd like to give it a try. And if I do give it a try, well, why wouldn't I grab this Heroes pack
There's
right now?
Genji.
So I went to go grab the Heroes pack, but then I was looking through the Heroes, and I didn't know how to get the pack. But looking through the Heroes, I noticed there was a lot of cool looking Heroes that I was quite interested in. They were all from Diablo. I didn't recognize these heroes, so I figured having played both Diablo and Diablo 2, and Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction, it must be from Diablo 3. So then, bam, I tried the trial. I like it. It's basically more Diablo 2, and bam, here I am. New Tristram, saving the world once again.
Nice.
Boom.
That was good.
Thank you.
What class?
It's kind of ugly, though.
What class do you like?
I've only played the Wizard so far.
You picked a good class.
Yeah.
Wizards are good.
Plus, it's Grey Delal, and she sounds exactly like Azula from Last Airbender. One of the all-time great TV characters.
Range characters are kind of the way to go
I imagine
in Diablo
so.
3. Is my preference.
One weird thing, though, I don't think... Because Diablo 3 now is kind of an oldish game, 5 years or so. In 2017, if you put D2 up against Diablo 3, resolution aside, I kind of think Diablo 2 looks better.
I so disagree. I actually think Diablo 3 is a gorgeous game.
Really?
I will stop and look. Like, I will look at
Oh,
Tristan.
you know what really killed me, though?
What?
Like, the character models. It's got this real paper plate face.
Oh,
thing going
I didn't look at the characters. I look at the environments.
Yeah,
Like
the
looking
environment's
at the
kinda
towns. I'll just like look at the textures. I'll like some of the boss fights will be like the wooden texturing on the floor, and I'll zoom in. I'm like, oh, Blizzard, you know how to texture shit.
Oh, they do.
They have amazing artists.
Wizard is amazing.
They're pretty good. Not good enough to get me to play. Not good enough to get me to play Heroes of the Storm. Or
Oh,
Hearthstone.
but we got Heroes of the
Hearthstone's
Storm
good.
2 coming out. They're doing their version 2 where they're
Oh.
making a bunch of big changes. Basically, I think they figured out that loot boxes make all the cash, and so they're kind of
Did I tell you
restructuring
about,
it.
like my mystery shoes?
You got mystery shoes.
Well, because like normally I spend like $15 on the Overwatch loot boxes when the
Yeah.
event is out, but that's
What?
dumb.
It's dumb.
But
okay.
that's dumb.
Why are you
And, like,
buying money for it?
I've like always
spending-
enjoyed it because like I
Okay.
just like having my fancy skins for my
Yeah.
characters.
You play the game for that.
Yeah, exactly. But then there's a limited time thing. Look, Amy, I'm not getting into the economy with you right now. But I'd normally just
Yeah.
buy it. And like the last event I did that, I had really bad luck. So I was going to get this. So I'm like, no, I'll pass. And then I saw a sale for like it was Reebok, and you could just get mystery shoes for $15. And like in my size, incidentally, I couldn't end up with like baby shoes or like one baby shoe and one like size 20.
Oh, that would be good.
So
Just shave your feet down.
I bought mystery shoes instead of my loot box.
That's good.
I
Have
feel
you
like-
got your shoes yet?
Oh no, they won't come for weeks. I'm gonna forget about them.
Yeah.
So I just was very, very hastily like researching why I think there's a connection between Giant Sparrow and Australia.
Oh, really? Yes.
There's fucking nothing.
There's nothing.
I just made it up in my head.
Yeah.
Man,
you
were
just wish-
there giant sparrows in the Dreamtime?
I don't know. I was so.
There were no sparrows
I
in
was so
Australia, I
convinced
thought.
that they were like because it started as a Melbourne project in my head, and then when it's like, and that makes sense why it was showing at PAX a few years ago. Because why would they just take over this many years
All right,
from the thing? It's
Paul,
like
but
nope.
Be honest, now that you
know,
know it's not an Australian developer, the game's a bit shit, right?
I mean, like, there's no kangaroos. There's no Dinky Doros.
Where's the Vegemite?
No, you know what? I
It's
used to
Australian now.
hate Vegemite, but I do like Vegemite
That's
now.
amazing.
They've brought it back to Australian hands.
Thank
Did you
God.
hear that?
Yes, I do like smearing Vegemite on my hands and then just like war painting over my face and just smearing all over my hairy body.
Yeah.
So it mats in
nightmares.
there.
That's you've got to absorb the vitamin B
Exactly.
Nightmare fuel.
through your pores.
Exactly. Okay, James, continuing this quickfire round. What is medieval,
We're going so quick with it too.
Yeah.
what is Medieval Miner?
Medieval Miner is from an Australian
Is
developer.
that like underage person in the oldie times?
No. It's a game which combines.
Father drinks, but mother won't stop him.
It's a game that combines gem matching, which I enjoy, with a WoW style auction house.
Oh, that one, yes.
Yeah, so you mine for things. You get quests where you need to make certain items, that need certain materials. You can either keep playing the game, or you can jump on the auction house and buy stuff.
Okay.
Also, you can then, if you've got a lot of extra stuff, you can then sell it off. I have a feeling that it actually distributes differently depending on different players for certain materials. Is my theory
Oh,
to
yeah,
try
yeah,
to
yeah,
create the economy. I have been enjoying it. I'd say the biggest problem I have is that there's not a lot of value for the crafting beyond just making money and finishing quests. Like WoW.
Well, I mean, welcome to the real world.
Well,
James.
WoW Auction House works really well because there's so many market pressures that are
sure,
making
sure.
people doing different
Oh,
things.
like this is going to age me, but like if you got like there was an epic staff that would just drop from trash mobs, glowing brightwood staff, and it had high nature resist. So if you were on a server where a guild is doing AZ, or the one with the one after
I
like
don't know how you said it.
AQ, sorry. AQ, you needed high nature resist, so
Okay.
like you could sell it for a massive amount.
Oh, okay.
It was a fun.
But that's what I mean by
Yeah,
there's other pressures. So I don't know what my long term play of it is. I've actually bought a little bit of stuff in there, given the money because I enjoy it.
Yeah.
I know I kind of like it.
Wait, sorry. So it's a free to play.
Free to play, yeah.
Oh, okay. And you've put
Yeah.
in real money. Onto the auction house.
I've thrown some cash
Oh, yeah.
into
Fair enough.
It's Australian,
buying,
why not?
getting a
Are
bigger
there
bigger
things
stash.
you can only get from real monies?
The money makes your stash bigger, so you've got basically more space to sell
okay,
stuff.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of the main thing I bought.
Fair
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
Yay.
That's always a good one in the free to play games, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the extra.
I'm a sucker for the
convenience.
unlocks.
Oh yeah.
They're the ones that get me.
Okay, and
Scary.
finally in our quickfire round, played Halo Wars for some
Oh,
reason.
I got Halo Wars Definitive Edition.
Good work. Okay, and that was end of the episode. Yeah, anything to say about Halo Wars?
It's a casual RTS.
It's functional?
A filthy casual.
Yeah.
The mouse and keyboard port works quite well,
Good.
and the warthogs look good.
Would
as they're
you
moving
imagine
around.
like is this one of the first RTSs to go console then PC? I'm sure there's been plenty, but like it's an unusual one, right?
No, I think it's one of the first.
Yeah.
That was built around console, but then kind of made its way to PC. Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. Well, we've done it. We've ticked off everything on this stupid list.
Cool. Can I play more Zelda now?
You can.
Yes.
Okay. So, any closing business before the end of the episode?
Are you gonna post that picture?
Sure, if you want.
No, maybe not. Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
maybe. It's up to you, Paul. Let your heart decide. If you want the picture.
It's so scary.
Paul's going to come up with like a wiki
for
how
our-
article for butt chugging.
For our YouTube
does
viewers,
butt
you can
chugging
see
work?
I'm not a great artist, but
It's
How
pretty good,
does
man.
butt
No,
chugging work?
make
You
it
have
a
to create a
make it a
vacuum?
competition.
make it a competition.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
can post a funny joke and the best joke wins the
What,
picture.
the picture?
Yeah.
Best joke wins all the show notes for the last 80 episodes. I do like that we keep these.
It's good. It's getting bigger.
One day we will publish a book which no one will read. Paul's shitty drawings while he's like, I don't have an
It's
opinion on
just
this
a-
topic. I better tune out and doodle.
200 pages, the majority of which are just lists of games.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's
Games
good. It's a
over
good
the past
chronology
couple
of
of years.
history.
That's a good point.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you for watching 8.5bit. You can catch us on our website, 8.5bit.com, our Twitter and Facebook. And please like, share, anything like that. Subscribe to us on iTunes. And if you do, please leave a review because reviews help us share the love. Thank you for watching. I've been your host, Paul.
I've been Amy.
I've been James.
I've been Jeremy.
Well, that worked out well. We will catch you all again next week. Thanks for watching.
See ya.
See ya.
You don't click at the end.